Chapter 52 Departure to Taixuan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Canine creatures, he cannot control those who are stronger than him, you can only injure the opponent severely and put the opponent in a weak state before taking control, just like when he controlled the Grey Wolf. Now that Huang's loyalty is 100, he can absolutely rest assured, there was no way. Huang's previous loyalty was less than 90, he was really scared. Recover quickly. Gu Shang tried to send Qinghe Qi into his body. King, no need, your anger will aggravate my injury. Gu Shang let go of his hand in embarrassment. Huang stared, he spit out a piece of talisman paper from his mouth and pasted it on his wound. After a few minutes, Huang is alive and well and returns to normal. You should still call me young master from now on. Gu Shang said shamelessly, what happened to the 45-year-old young master? No rebuttal will be accepted. Okay, let's test my defense again. Gu Shang took a step back, activate the second form, Blood Kai, and the second form can stack defense. Huang smiled and waved out streams of black smoke, approaching Gu Shang. There was a loud sound of looking down. Gu Shang discovered something strange. The black mist quickly penetrated Xuekai, but the positive blood in his body was quickly consumed, and new Xuekai was formed. A steady stream of Blood Kai blocked this wave of damage. This attack didn't even come close to his skin. Is your cultivation really a high-level one? Huang nodded aggrievedly. So, I can barely defeat one realm now. If you fight hard, he can indeed kill a realm with a steady stream of Blood Kai. Next came another wave of experiments. Gu Shang got the final result. He attacked with all his strength 100 times, which was able to break Huang's defense, and then followed it up with another 20 attacks to kill him. He can infinitely defend against Huang's flat A. If Huang releases his skills, once he is injured, he can still recover through Qinghe. All in all, he was invincible. It is equivalent to a player with thick blood and full critical hit stack. A normal person could be consumed by him. 3 days later, Huang left. Gu Shang got a lot of useful things from him, for example, basic information about the monastic world, a practice technique that is suitable for all monsters and all ghosts. This will make it easier for him to be reborn in these two bodies in the future and continue to practice while having the Dao lineage in addition. There is a bronze mirror. It can effectively detect any weirdness within 100 miles, including their cultivation level. Under the three realms, there is no shield. This is a secret treasure that Huang acquired by chance. After Huang left, Gu Shang was also ready to run away. Jianshuang city is too close to Dachu, and there is a risk of being discovered by Baifeng, the cuckoo spirit. He was not afraid, just retreating tactically, real. Taking out the map and looking at it, he chose the farthest place, Taixuan Kingdom. On the map, the north is the Qin Kingdom, the south is the Zhou Dynasty, the west is the Chu Kingdom, and the east is the Taixuan Kingdom. 3 days later, Gu Shang stood in a small courtyard and waited quietly. After staying here for 20 years, most of the organization members have chosen to live and work here. Only a small group of people followed him to Taixuan Kingdom, 100 people including Zhu Chen and Cece. Gu Shang ordered Cece to take people to the border of Taixuan Kingdom to establish a foothold in a small town called Luiyue and lay down part of the foundation. Zhu Chen suddenly realized that Xiantian was still in the breakthrough stage, so Gu Shang decided to wait for him. Zhu Chen is 84. This old guy will die if he doesn't make a breakthrough. Gu Jiu was very excited. Over the years, only 10 of his men have achieved innate breakthroughs. I have to say, it's quite rare. Even with his experience paving the way, there are very few who can break through. After a few minutes, Zhu Chen walked out, dressed in black, with gray hair. He still looks like an old man, but his back has become stiffer. Sir, I have made a breakthrough. Gu Shang is in a good mood. You can stay with me for another 60 years without the needle pricking you. He patted Zhu Chen on the shoulder with a smile on his face. It is an honor for me to continue to be your servant. Zhu Chen's expression did not change. Seeing his 100% loyalty, Gu Shang was filled with emotion. 1 person and 1 servant set off. The target was Taixuan Kingdom and Luiyue City. Late at night, on the way to Taixuan Kingdom, there was a ruined temple. The wind was blowing hard, the top wooden board in the temple was crumbling. And then it started raining heavily outside, clattering. The sound was heavy. Gu Shang crossed his legs, sat in the corner, and practiced slowly. next to him a pile of wood burned, and the surrounding area was very warm. Gang qi circulated throughout the body, shielding the surrounding dust. Zhu Qin stared at the door with vigilant eyes, protecting him. The rain is getting heavier. Boom! A muffled thunder sounded, a bolt of lightning exploded outside. Squeak! The broken wooden door of the ruined temple was suddenly pushed open. Two figures walked in, soaked to the skin and looking miserable. They were wearing training uniforms, looked young, and carried two swords at their waists. They looked like knights traveling around the world. Two people, one is a woman, wearing white clothes, the other one is also a woman, also wearing white clothes. Do you feel the same moisture as Gulong? You too. It's raining heavily outside, and it's hard to travel. We sisters are here to take shelter. Please help me, thank you. The older woman in white smiled and bowed to Gu Shang and the other two. Seeing that Gu Shang and the other two did not object, quickly closed the door and pulled the other woman to another corner of the ruined temple. They were very fast. The rain soaked their clothes, outlining their perfect bodies. As women, they were still a little shy. Luckily, Zhu Chen only took a glance and then looked away, while Gu Shang didn't move his eyes. Sister, I'm so cold. After sitting down, the younger woman in white said delicately. While speaking, a pair of eyes couldn't help looking at Gu Shang and the other two, with obvious teasing. Unfortunately, one was an old man and the other was an ascetic pure boy, so no one paid attention to her. Xiaoqing, stop making trouble. Luck, let the true qi flow, it will be warmer. The elder sister Xiaobai next to her rolled her eyes at her. This girl loves to tease those boys. What a troublemaker. Xiaoqing curled her lips. Sister, you go first, I will help you to protect you. Xiaoqing stood beside Xiaobai. Xiaobai sighed and began to circulate the inner strength to dry the clothes. 10 minutes later, the two took turns to luck. They all recovered. Xiaoqing took a cake from the package, opened her cherry mouth, and ate it bite by bite. The pink lips made people's appetites grow. Xiaobai took out the kettle, drank a sip, and kept watching Gu Shang and the others vigilantly. When you go out, you must always be vigilant. Especially when facing two guys whose length, no depth can't be seen clearly. The atmosphere of the ruined temple is a bit weird. At this time, the door opened again. 3 middle-aged men walked in. They didn't even say hello, but opened the door and looked inside. Brother, these two girls are not bad. Chapter 53 A Little Monkey. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. A man said excitedly. His voice was loud, which immediately attracted the attention of Zhu Chen and the two women in white. The two girls looked alert. The long sword was unsheathed. The old rules, the second brother and I will each take one, and the third brother will take the second wave. The eldest brother smiled and closed the door. He, I just like second-hand ones. The third brother laughed, and his appearance was so wretched that I couldn't describe it. The three walked towards the two girls step by step. Brother, where are these two people? That the second brother asked. The eldest brother didn't care. I like to be watched. The third brother smiled and nodded. If you come one step closer, I will start. Xiaobai stood up, holding the sword in his hand, and his whole momentum changed. Looking heroic, Xiaoqing was trembling a little, but still stood with her and fought side by side. Resist, the more fierce your resistance, the more excited I will be. The eldest brother smiled. The two girls were only at the condensation stage, while the three of them were at the transformation stage. What could they use to resist? A stream of energy could easily kill them. Xiaobai suddenly looked at Gu Shang and the other two. Two heroes, please help me. She could feel that the three of them were at the transformation stage, and the two of them would definitely not be able to defeat them. In this situation, they could only ask for help. Zhu Chen did not move. He could not help unless the young master spoke. Xiaoqing added softly, if the two heroes can help, I will be grateful and willing to give myself to you. When these words were spoken, Xiaobai and the three big men were stunned. Give myself to you? Is this routine popular in the martial arts world again? That the eldest brother was a little confused. I don't know, big brother. My second brother and I have been practicing recently and have not been to the martial arts world. The third brother shook his head. Never mind, let's have some fun first. The three approached Xiaobai and Xiaoqing. Zhu Chen said nothing. Gu Shang opened his eyes, leaned against the wall, hugged his shoulders and watched the scene quietly. Xiao Bai glanced and happened to see Gu Shang's indifferent expression. You are too hateful. Compared to these three guys, you two are more disgusting. When we walk in the rivers and lakes, we value the word of righteousness. How can you watch me die without helping me? And still watch the show? Xiao Bai was angry. At this moment, she hated Gu Shang and the other two more than the three men. If I don't die today, I will chop you all into pieces and feed you to the dogs. Xiao Bai said coldly, then tightened the sword in his hand and rushed towards the three men. Puff! A head rolled to the ground. It was Xiao Bai's. The three men were at a loss. Swallowing a mouthful of saliva, they took a step back. Xiaoqing chuckled. Three of you, come on, have fun, anyway. She burst into black air and laughed sincerely. Ghost, we can't beat it. The eldest brother turned around and left without saying a word. The second and third brothers followed closely. However, their heads fell off just as they reached the door. The cut on the neck was very smooth. There was no blood at all. It looked like a work of art. Sir, what do you think of my craftsmanship? Xiaoqing picked up Xiao Bai's body, pointed at the smooth and clean cut, and smiled. Gu Shang stretched out his arms. Zhu Chen, leave here 3 miles. The fight would make a lot of noise, and he was afraid that Zhu Chen would be killed. Zhu Chen nodded, broke the wall in front of him with a palm, and ran away. I really want to turn you into my work of art. Xiaoqing's voice was soft, and the listeners were excited. Gu Shang glanced at the bronze mirror in his hand. You dare to show off in front of me without even reaching the first level. Shaking his head, he made a crisp sound and put away the bronze mirror. Girl, prepare to die. Behind him, hundreds of golden fallen leaves gathered and rushed towards Xiaoqing with a whistling sound. What kind of power is this? Xiaoqing's face changed. She thought Gu Shang was a warrior. How could he suddenly become so strong? A large amount of black air flew out, forming a thick barrier to protect her. She was even more shocked when she looked again. The leaves behind Gu Shang were already densely packed. There were too many to count. The whole small temple was broken by leaves. What the hell? Xiaoqing was confused. Gu Shang nodded. You see, all the fear comes from insufficient firepower. The leaves flew, they hit the black barrier violently. After a few seconds, the barrier broke, and a large number of leaves passed through Xiaoqing's body. How can you be so strong? Are you still human? Xiaoqing's face was pale, and she looked weaker and weaker. I don't know if I am human, but you are definitely not. A palm was swung out, a large amount of positive energy gathered together. With a sharp corrosion sound, Xiaoqing was beaten into a stream of smoke. The entire ruined temple collapsed. Gu Shang found several corpses on the ground and crushed them casually. Finally, he looked at Xiaoqing. This guy looks like he is possessed. He shook his head. This has nothing to do with him, so he doesn't need to care. Just as he was about to call Zhu Chen back, Gu Shang suddenly took out a bronze mirror. A heavy brand appeared on it. A demon from the first realm. Without saying anything, Gu Shang activated his second form. He turned into an 8-meter-tall giant. The heavy rain was still falling. A 1-centimeter barrier appeared around Gu Shang, blocking all the rain. A muffled thunder sounded. The next moment, a black shadow rushed towards him at high speed. Boom! Gu Shang retreated quickly. The blood Kai on his body kept being damaged and reunited. In just 3 seconds, it was recondensed 31 times. Is it powerful? Gu Shang smiled. A golden light flashed on his hand, and he grabbed the opponent's head with one hand. The other hand clenched his fist and smashed it madly. 80. 80. Gu Shang said as he smashed. Every punch was his full-strength blow. While retreating, Gu Shang saw a crack in the barrier on the opponent's body. A guy from the first realm, I can smash his body. The opponent was horrified. He kicked Gu Shang away and distanced himself from him. After being hit by more than 10 punches, there was no change on his body. What an interesting human being. I am very interested in you. A 5-meter-tall black-haired ape said with a smile. He had strong muscles and looked very fierce. A monster. Gu Shang swallowed and suddenly became interested. It would be nice if I could keep a monster by my side. This monkey was weaker than Ah Huang, and he was sure to take him down. I am also interested in you. Gu Shang smiled and rushed forward. Another round of beating. A few minutes later, Gu Shang threw a punch, and the monkey retreated more than 10 steps. Your Tao body is broken, what can you use to fight me? He jumped to the monkey's side in one step. Gu Shang reached out and a black long sword was inserted into the monkey's chest. The bright red blood flowed out, soaking the moist soil. Chapter 60 The Fall of the Lord. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Who the hell are you? Where did the monster come from? Ouyang Chen collapsed. After living for hundreds of years, he encountered this bizarre situation for the first time. Gu Shang smiled. I'm just a passerby. Glancing at the monks around him, Gu Shang suddenly felt tired. Reach out, a fishing rod flew from a distance and was caught in his hand. Pure passerby. I can explain. Ouyang Chen struggled. We are all members of the Demon Suppressing Division. I am the Demon Suppressing General of the Demon Suppressing Division. That one is the 9th grade Demon Suppressing Guard. If you attack us, the Demon Suppressing Division will not let you go. 20 years ago, even the Great Demon Bai Feng of the Four Realms and Lu Qing were no match for our commander, let alone you. Ouyang Chen struggled, trying to get Gu Shang to retreat. Please, do you think I, a dead man, care about this? Touching the wrinkles on his face, feeling his body getting weaker and weaker, Gu Shang smiled bitterly. Dead? Only then did Ouyang Chen realize, the vitality in Gu Shang's body was extremely fragile. Looking at his appearance, he looks like a standard person who is about to die of old age. When life comes to an end, no one can be kept. Ahem, you should have a family, and you don't want your family to be implicated because of you. Ouyang Chen said hopefully. Gu Shang looked at this guy's hopeful eyes and shook his head slightly. You should have said this before I took action. Now that I have killed so many people in the Demon Suppression Division, do you think it is still possible? It's too late. TSK. A large amount of gang chi gushes out. Ouyang Chen was shocked. It's not good to scream. Calm down, you have to be cold. Poof, he exploded. The strong positive energy turned him into a puddle of mud. Gu Shang looked at the remaining people. It's all one realm. Just as easy to kill. Suddenly there was a direction in the air, and when I looked back, I saw a large number of petals flying towards me. Baffling. Gu Shang stretched out his hand and pressed it. Gang Chi turned into a palm and fell from the sky, crushed the remaining demon-suppressing guards. There was a scream and a burst of corrosion. Li Chang and others hurriedly struggled and begged for mercy, but they were ignored by him. Even Daluo Jingxian couldn't keep the people he wanted to kill. When everything cleared away, only a few piles of mud and a huge palm print were left. That wave of peach blossoms came to Gu Shang's eyes. The aroma is more intense. It is speculated again that he is getting closer to the end of his lifespan. Another palm swing. Gu Shang sorted out the debris on the ground and swept everything away. Holding the fishing rod in his hand, he slowly came to the cliff. He sat on it easily. After relaxing his whole body, he felt a sense of emptiness. It was as if a heavy burden had been dropped. Don't care about anything, think about nothing. The fragrance of peach blossoms came closer, and a peach blossom fell on Gu Shang's knee. Looking up, a figure walked over. I never thought that a freak like you would appear in this world. The visitor was wearing a pink dress with very little material, and her white legs were exposed when she walked around. Her feet were bare, and her whole body exuded that charming fragrance. It turns out that the smell of peach blossoms comes from her. Gu Shang ignored the other party, just holding the fishing rod and quietly waiting for death. You have a special aura about you that makes people fascinated. I like it very much. The woman in long skirt sat next to him. Between the shock, Gu Shang saw her face. It's beautiful, so beautiful that I don't know how to describe it. But unfortunately, you are going to die soon. The woman moved forward, half of her body hanging in the air, squatting next to the cliff, supporting her chin with both hands. If you were not dead, it would be great if I met you earlier. She looked at Gu Shang affectionately. This old man has a pair of fox eyes just like her, but these eyes have no brilliance. There are not so many ifs and what ifs in the world. Gu Shang felt the strong smell of fox on her body. This is why he is so calm. Fox is a member of the canine family. He is fearless. As for other creatures, he would jump off the cliff directly, but with the opponent's strength, it would be useless for him to jump off the cliff. You are saying that if there were no regrets in this world, how boring it would be. The fox-eyed woman smiled, hugged her knees with her hands, and looked at Gu Shang quietly. She is more beautiful. Gu Shang remained unmoved. At this moment, he completely felt the sense of emptiness. Death is coming, the body becomes nothing, consciousness becomes more and more blurred. He was enveloped in darkness, and in a daze, he saw the faces of many people. Cici on the carriage, Master Qin, who opened the door for him, had expectations for him, and eventually turned against his master. Zhou Lin, the great elder Murong Qin, the big square root in the bandit village, Day City's parents, Zhu Chen's, weirdo, one face after another appeared before his eyes. Finally, it stopped at a very beautiful face, that of the girl just now, a vixen. Consciousness disappeared, and Gu Shang lost everything. He had no trouble, and he knew that it wouldn't be long before he would have them again. The woman in the long skirt looked at the corpse in front of her. His head shook. She leaned forward and took a deep breath. The aura that makes people infinitely fascinated. There is such a special person in a mere mortal realm. She was smiling and beautiful beyond words. You are lucky to have met me. She waved. Gu Shang's body emits a soft pink light. Immediately afterwards, his old appearance suddenly changed. He has returned to his youthful appearance in his 20s. A pair of fox eyes shined with an alluring light. Gu Xianqian stretched out a hand, shook her fair arm, and stood up with an expressionless. Gu Shang looked at her condescendingly, bowed and saluted. Meet the master. Fox Xianqian smiled brightly, full of temptation. Human boy, you don't blame me for tampering with your body, do you? I didn't expect that the long-lost power of Tiangang would be able to be encountered by me. This is my chance, Fox Xianqian. Hu Xianqian laughed. Within 3 seconds of arriving in this world, she directly set her sights on Gu Shang, not only because of his talent as a dog king, but also because of the large amount of positive energy and powerful physical strength in his body. After I refine it for 8,000 years, I will definitely be invincible in the Tao realm. Hu Xianqian smiled. He turned around, opened a black door, and left with Gu Shang's body. Gu Shang could not have imagined that he would be reborn 100 times. Someone would actually use his body as a tool. Under the cliff, Xuan Mo and the old men waited for more than a month. To no avail, he chose to leave. On the day he left, he opened the envelope left by Gu Shang. Wait quietly and practice hard. I will find you and meet you again. Use this as a code. Odd changes to even and does not change. The symbols look at the quadrants. Xuan Mo was shocked. 100 loyalty left him without any doubts. He smashed the envelope into pieces and swallowed it. He took the old man to the woods further away. Half a month later, next to a peach grove, he built an empty grave for Gu Shang. The tomb of the Lord God Gu Shang.